In this video I'm going to be finding out how helping a friend has actually helped me. Roll titles. Well, hi YouTube, Brian James at Mega 4/3 guy with you once again, and this is a bit of an unusual video, this one, because it's not about cameras. It's part of the reason that an excuse, a reason maybe, as to why I haven't been online for a little while, or not as often as I normally am, and to give you an idea as to what's been happening in my life over January and February. And basically what I've been doing is I've been helping a friend out. Now, I'm not going to say his name because I'm not that sort of person. I'm not going to embarrass a guy like that. I also know that he does subscribe to the channel. So let's call him Peter. Although his real name is Tom and he lives at 22 Acacia Avenue. No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. We'll call him Peter in this video. Peter came on a bit of bad luck a little while ago. Lost his partner, lost his home, and was living in a caravan for a little while. But now he's living in a converted police van. A Transit Custom ex-police van with a high roof, very similar to this one, but without the markings obviously, and he's had a bit of a rough time for the last 18 months or so, but he recently came back up because he lives not too far away from me, and we've had a professional relationship for quite some time, but now we're probably really good friends, and I'm hoping he doesn't mind me doing this video. I've already asked him in general about it, but this video, it's partly about him, but probably mainly about me. He's been living in this van. It contains all of his possessions and his dog. He has a border collie, and this border collie is an active dog, very intelligent active dog, and as you can imagine, it's quite a handful, especially living in a small van. Now, you'll be able to hear water in the background, by the way, on this video. Please accept my apology for this. I'm outside the hotel in Paphos where I am at the moment, sunning myself up, enjoying it, and I'm right beside a water feature, and it's one of the few places I can find to record, so please excuse the sound of the running water in the background. But back to the story. Peter came up in January, and he's been living in this van. He's had no bed, he's had no heat, nowhere to cook, nowhere to get anything done really. With all his possessions, everything he owns in the back of his van, and he's about 6'1", 6'2", I think, tall, and was living basically crunched up in the back of this van. And between us, we decided this wasn't a suitable situation. He managed to get some accommodation and to hire some accommodation and get a friend who loaned them some accommodation for a few weeks. We decided to use that time to try and transform this van from being just a van into something which was habitable. We're waiting at the moment for him to he's on housing lists and things like that, and these housing lists don't get you results straight away. So of course in that meantime he's going through, and by the way, at the moment in Cyprus it's 21 degrees. Where he is, it's in the minus figures. Back home in Cumbria, it's in the minus figures at the moment. So you can see why it was imperative we wanted to get something done. I feel very guilty actually being out in the sunshine when he's having to suffer those conditions back home. All life I suppose, but it still doesn't make me feel good. So what we did is we got a diesel heater. We've got one of these fantastic little diesel heaters which you can fit in, and it's 2 kilowatt one, and it is wonderful, absolutely fabulous for warming the van up. And it did a fantastic job of keeping him warm. Now when I was doing my degree course, I remember doing things on Maslow, Maslow's hierarchy of needs, and right at the bottom you've got things like water and shelter and heat and food, and a lot of those things which we take for granted he wasn't. So we got the shelter sorted out. We decided at that point it would be worth trying to build a bed. So rather than just build a bed, we wanted to build a bed with a storage area so that he could actually lie out straight, because he couldn't lie out straight in this. and got it to the point where not only could he lie out in the bed and we could make it as a single bed on there, but the dog had some space on the floor to sleep comfortably, and also he had somewhere to put his possessions. Now this is where my bit comes into it, because I might come over fairly confident on these videos, but as I've been getting older, into my 60s, my confidence levels has decreased immeasurably. Some of the things I used to take for granted I would just jump at and do, I've been putting off big time, because I lost the confidence that I could do jobs or do jobs well, or that I was fit enough to do the jobs. Well, I didn't have a choice in this one. It was a case of straight into it and do it. And we had a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun doing it together. Built this bed. We also decided it would probably be a good idea to put a little kitchen unit in, and to get a gas barbecue type cooker, 2-burner cooker, one of these things you can actually take outside, so it's not permanently fixed in the van. It's something that you can take outside the van to cook, but it means that it's got some hot food. So we managed to get to the point where we had heat in the van, we had hot food in the van, we had somewhere to sleep, somewhere to store all these possessions. We did some other bits and pieces. We managed to do some repairs on fixed locks on the van and things like that. And that's what we've been doing. It's been quite a major job. It's been a very major job, hopefully life transforming for him, but it's been life transforming for me too, because a lot of the confidence which I had lost in myself I've regained. Between us we built the bed together and made it strong and made it functional. We decided we're going to put the heater in. That worked, so we give heat. We created the ability to have somewhere to cook on, and also somewhere to eat the food from. We created a little table with a fold-out bracing leg on it, so he's got somewhere to sit down and to do what he needs to do in life, insofar as any paperwork and all the sort of things, again, we take for granted, just somewhere to sit down and lean on, or somewhere to have a meal from. And the last thing we did was to put some mains into the van, so a main socket into the van. Basically we took something which was already there and just made sure it was safe. I come from an electronics background, so to me that's the things that I have a skill set and qualifications in. So with that we made sure that we had some safe main supply, so that when he goes somewhere we can park up, and if he goes onto a campsite somewhere, then he can park up, plug into the campsite, and that's pretty much where we've left it up to now. So I've come away to Cyprus and left him back in the UK in the snow, but when I go back, I've ordered all the parts to start putting split chargers in, and a separate leisure battery, and to put a 12 volt system in, and to have everything running on 12 volts in the back, but from its own battery supply, and all properly fused and all safe, and to make sure that it's that everything is going to keep him and his dog in the maximum safety. So as I say, from my point of view, I've helped somebody out. That's great. And I did say in a comment a few weeks ago when I said I was helping this chap out, that a lot of you know, said it was good that I was helping a friend out. And I've enjoyed helping somebody out like that, but I think what I'm more impressed with myself is, because I was in a situation where I didn't have time to procrastinate, didn't have time to overthink about how it was going to affect me, I just had to go off and do it. I think it's been probably one of the most therapeutic things that I've done in a decade, easily so. Where I had doubts about my abilities, they were proved wrong. In fact, I'm actually rather proud of what we've done in there. I'm not a carpenter, but the skills that I used were good. I was back to using tools to measure properly, to using tools to fashion something into a physical form, which used to be something I enjoyed doing when I was younger. I found it hard work. My knees aren't the same. When you get down on the floor and you're moving around on a van floor to try and fasten wood battens down, and oh goodness, I feel my 61 years. But at the same time, It really was a satisfying thing to do. So that's pretty much a summation of what I've been doing in the last 2 months. We have a lot more to do. I have a lot of things that I want to do when I get back. As I say, put this 12-volt system in, put lighting, better lighting into the van. We are desperately looking for somewhere to for him to get as a permanent home, because he's had to do a bit of travelling around, but I don't think I'm speaking out of turn. I think that it's been one of the most challenging things in this guy's life. Losing a partner, losing your home all in the space of a few days, and then having to adapt and also look after his dog, which he is besotted by. And I think that's a fair term. The dog and him are inseparable. Each mean the life of each other, and that's a commendable attitude to have. But he's lived in Cumbria for almost 2 decades. He doesn't want to leave Cumbria. He enjoys Cumbria, and I've always had to do a little bit of travelling around just to be able to find somewhere to live for each night. He's never left the county, and he's never left the people there, which is fabulous. And if we can get him somewhere sorted out, then great. It's had to be done on a budget. I think it's fair to say that the chap's not well off. He has a state pension, and that's all. And if you know how much a UK state pension is, it's not very much at all. So we've managed to do this pretty much on a shoestring, but do it well, and do it safely, and do it efficiently. And we're looking as to how we can actually make his life better. I don't think it's unfair to say also that he wasn't eating very well. How can you eat when you don't have any ability to cook the food? And let's face it, takeaway food is often not very nutritional, and certainly not cheap either. It's expensive to buy. So we've now given him a methodology to actually eat properly and build up his personal strength. I think it's also fair to say that this chap is he's almost 69 years old, which is a blow at any time of life. But when you get in your late 60s, this is a difficult time. I hate him as well because he's damn sight fitter than I am. He's got more years on me, and he's a damn sight fitter than I am. But also just having the ability to get some hot water and things to keep your personal hygiene up to space. He's a very proud man, and a very well turned out man, and just to give some of those personal things to yourself, I think is important. So to try and assist in doing that has been an important thing for me. So I know I've waffled on a little bit on this video, but I did think that you deserve to know what I've been doing and why I haven't been posting videos. But I think it's a worthy cause, rather than me post videos to actually help somebody else out. Now, as I say, I'm not a joiner. It's been done for practicality and been done very much on a low budget. But I think we've done quite a good job. I'll throw little shots inside in here just to let you see some of what we've been doing. It's gone on considerably since these shots as well, actually, because we've now got a proper mattress for the bed in the back, so that it's comfortable. Caravan type seat mattresses, which look good and of course are very durable and instantly convert between a seat and a bed, which is great. So I'll give you a few shots on this one, but thank you very much for bearing with me. Now, if you have enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If any of you would like to give a small PayPal donation below, then on this particular video I'm going to say thank you, but anything which comes from PayPal associated with this video, just in the comments, just put down Pete. If you can just put down Pete in the comments. Anything which comes from this, I will quite happily use towards building put the next stage into his van. So if you do want to help him at all, then I would be more than grateful. But I won't be getting the money. We'll be putting it towards any conversion work into his van, which is still his living area, and we'll see how we get on from that. So until the next time, thanks very much. This is Brian James at Michael 4/3 Guy. Thank you for your time, thank you for your patience listening to me, and hoping that you will carry on watching the future videos, because we'll be back to cameras again in the next one. And in fact, I've actually got, oh goodness, I've got another new camera, sort of. We'll have to find out the next time. Till then, bye bye.